What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got Erasure's self-titled album, brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the Patreon link on the end screen. We couldn't do it without the patrons. Offering a free trial. Go check it out. We can do a lot of cool stuff for you. All right. I know who Erasure is, but I really don't know any of their songs. I'm sure I know a couple of their songs, but I feel like I should know more of their stuff. They just weren't ever real huge here in the United States where I live. But let's jump in a little bit. If you know anything about them, they're an English synth pop band formed in London in 1985, consisting of lead vocalist and songwriter Andy Bell, with songwriter, producer, and keyboardist Vince Clarke, previously co-founder of the band, of course, Depeche Mode. I do have some stuff up on them, and member of the synth pop duo Yazoo. They were one of the most successful acts of the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s. From 86 to 2007, they achieved 24 consecutive top 40 entries in the UK singles chart. By 2009, 34 of their 37 chart-eligible singles and EPs had made the UK top 40. It's pretty amazing, honestly, including 17 climbing into the top 10. At the 1989 Brit Awards, they won the Brit Award for Best British Group. Overall in their career, they've written over 200 songs and have sold over 28 million records worldwide. All right, let's jump into the album itself. It's their seventh studio album, released in October of 1995 by Mute Records. It's produced by Thomas Feldman of The Orb and Gareth Jones. An overtly experimental and introspective album, it contains mostly mid-tempo tracks that differed from their past output of shiny 3-minute pop songs. There are definitely not many 3-minute pop songs, or songs at least. I don't know about pop songs on this album, I can tell you that. Most tracks clocked in at 5 minutes or more. Several contain long synth interludes, and guest artists included the London Community Gospel Choir and performance artist Diamanda Galas. I think that's how you say her name. If I butchered it, sorry. Although appreciated for its experimental nature, Erasure marked the beginning of their slide. This album, Erasure, the album, marked the beginning of their slide from the peak of their popularity in the mainstream music world. Coming off 4 consecutive #1 albums in the UK, this album failed to hit the top 10, and 2 single releases also missed the UK top 10. After a successful top 20 debut on the Billboard 200 for the US for their previous album, I Say, this one debuted and peaked at number 82 in the US and had no Hot 100 singles. But I can tell you this much, I live in the US. We missed the mark on so much music from basically the 60s on up. In an interview in 2006, Erasure were asked for their favorite album from their own catalog. Bell stated it's a toss-up between Chorus and this album. High praise from the artist. All tracks written by Andy Bell and Vince Clarke. If you haven't been with us before, the music will not be in the video, but it'll be at a Vimeo link below. So click on that link, follow along with us. Let's jump into it. With the first track, Intro, I Guess I'm Into Feeling. This is a 3-minute, 38-second song, but don't get spoiled because there's not going to be many more of these. All right, I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Robert. All right, I just made the executive decision as it was going on there. I'd play them both. The first 2 songs is one to segue into the other. The intro song, it's mainly just instrumentation until like the last minute, and then he just keeps saying, I guess I'm into feeling higher lately, higher than I've ever been. This thing called love. So he's in love, and then we roll right into Rescue Me. And basically what he's saying in this song is it's all about you, right? He's putting all his hopes on this other person. And basically, you alone can save my soul. You alone are my salvation. You alone can make me whole. Rescue me from condemnation. Oh, that I should never ever, that I should ever be so lonely, driving the pain right through to my heart, riding the pain like a fool in the dark. So you got the love. You got the love. That's what he says. So his undying love to her, but it's really about the arrangement, right? I think that's what this whole thing is going to be about, man. Really good start. Now we go to Sono Luminous. I quite enjoyed that. Andy really pushing that vocal range. I mean, every time he came on there. Sono Luminous. If you know what that means, guys, let me know down in the comments. I mean, I looked at the record label, but I don't know. I mean, it's Latin, I think, but I don't know what it means. I didn't find it. But also love. So the first 3 songs have been about love, right? About relationships. I never thought I would reach you, though I've been searching for so many years. This place I am seems unfamiliar, but there's a light to break through all my fears. And you know, that soaring chorus, lift me higher, high as heaven can be, Sono Luminous. Love is where it always will be, deep inside of us. So I just thought it was a fantastic musical journey and a nice switch up. Not that the first two songs were bad, but a nice switch up. Now we go to one of the singles, Fingers and Thumbs, in parentheses, Cold Summer's Day. It originally appeared on the soundtrack to the documentary film Wigstock the Movie as Cold Summer's Day, so the parentheses part. The duo re-recorded it for this album with new lyrics, so I guess they had the same arrangement. Second single, it became their 22nd consecutive top 20 hit in the UK. While in the US, it was a hit on the Billboard Hot Dance Music Play chart, peaking at number 10. So I guess we're going to go, we're going to go back to the dance stuff. Let's get it. The most streamed song on this album, Fingers and Thumbs, and for good reason. Like, this song's fantastic, man. I mean, the arrangement, Andy's vocals, I mean, it's just fantastic. It's also about love. This love was blown. They're right, gone and blown it all. How can you say it doesn't matter much to me? A dumb mistake, too much to pay, a shattered heart, and love's debris. So, just a fantastic song, man. I didn't want it to end. And it's a longer song, and I didn't want it to end. But it's not the longest song. Oh, no. The next song is the longest song. We got Rock Me Gentle. It was a single in select European countries, including Germany and the Czech Republic, not released in the UK or the US. It features a free-form vocal performance by American singer I mentioned earlier, Diamanda Gallice, during the song's breakdown. Andy's lead vocals were accentuated by the London Community Gospel Choir, who sang background. So, it's 10 minutes and 1 second long. I am not a huge fan of songs that long, but there are some exceptions to the rules. Which side of the coin this one lands on for me. All right, Rock Me Gently. I mean, this album is all about love in one form or fashion. Gone wrong, holding out hope for it, is everything. Just depends on the song. Look, this is a fantastic song. It's just a fantastic song. There's been 3 fantastic songs in a row. This is a fantastic song. But there's like a 6-minute musical interlude in there. And then Andy comes back. I mean, his vocals, all of it, just the soundscape is fantastic. I think that 6-minute run was too long. I definitely do. I didn't get totally bored by it. Diamanda's stuff in the background, the house, it didn't really do anything for me. I know it's probably supposed to add drama to the song, but the song was too long. Not to the point where I was like, oh man, this is dragging on. But I mean, if you took some of that out, man, this song would be top notch, but it's still really good. Next up, we have Grace. That was Ruby James in there, coming in there and helping Andy on the vocals. I thought that song was also excellent. It's very well written. It's written, remember, this album came out in 1995. I'm recording this in September-ish of 2024. And the lyrics are probably more relevant than they were in 1995. He's just talking about all the bad stuff going on in the world, but he chooses to have grace. He's like, I cannot describe the fear inside my heart. I hereby do swear to live my life in accordance with grace. Guess it's human nature to be cruel and to be heartless, but that's no excuse to shoot him when he's down, crawling on your knees and then bite the hand that feeds. The cages throw their shadows across the ground. Where's the sense in senseless violence? Hear the silence too forgiving. I mean, so well written. And like I said, unbelievably relevant now in 2024. Now we go to Stay With Me, the lead single. It was not as successful as I talked about kind of at the beginning as prior Erasure singles. Reached 15 in the UK though, still good. It didn't chart in the US or Germany where it was released. Stay With Me, Weep For Me, and Sands of Time Will Fill the Ocean. Keep with me, and like a roller in the ocean, stand by me, and I will fill you with devotion. Walk with me the inner reaches of emotion. I mean, this is a really good song too. I don't think it's the best song on this album, not by a long ways, but I still think it's a really good song. You have the London Community Choir on this one as well. Interesting they chose it as a lead single because a few of these other songs are absolutely outstanding. This is a really good song, but I mean, so I'm not complaining. All right, we got 4 songs left to conclude this thing. We got Love the Way You Do So. All right, Love the Way You Do So. Probably my least favorite song. So, well, not probably. It is my least favorite song so far. It's fine. It's not a bad song. It's just, it's okay. I mean, I haven't mentioned it because I keep talking about Andy's vocals, but I mean, obviously Vince is brilliant. His work on this album is brilliant. That's not hyperbole. If you watch this channel, you know I don't dabble in hyperbole, but I'll get to that when this is over. But we still got 3 songs left. Now we got Angel. Angel, an interesting song, and the fact that I don't know what I think of it. I mean, it's good. The opening part of it was odd. That didn't work for me, but I mean, I was just singing Vince's praises. I mean, I got to respect the fact that he was being experimental there, right? I mean, I can't gig him for it. It wasn't my thing, but it wasn't horrible. It was just different. Um, so I mean, I liked it. I just don't know. I don't know where I would rank it on this album, but I'm not going to rank every song on the album. Don't worry. But we still got two left. Next up, we got "I Love You." All right, "I Love You." A good song. I mean, this is a Vince song. It's a song where he's firing on all cylinders with the different synth coming in there. So, I mean, a good song. Now, come to the last track on this nearly 72-minute album. We got "A Long Goodbye." It's not that long though. It's only 5:33. It's actually one of the shortest songs on here. All right, "A Long Goodbye." Another song that's fine. Like, it's fine. It's not great, but it's pretty good. I don't have a lot else to say about it. I mean, might as well jump to my favorite track, which I got to tell you, for a little while where this album was going, I was like, where's this going? How high am I going to rate this thing? Which I'll get to in a minute, because that, honorable mentions, the second song, "Rescue Me," and the seventh song, "Stay With Me." And then my faves are going to be "Sono Luminous," just a fantastic song. The third track, "Fingers and Thumbs," my favorite song on here. The fourth track, maybe "Sono Luminous" is my favorite song here. I don't know. And then "Rock Me Gently," the fifth track, even though it's so long, even though it had that huge, long 6-minute interlude, it's still got to be here. So when those are rolling, I'm like, where am I going to go with this overall ranking? So we're going to get to that. My overall rating on the album, it's really good. It's very consistent. There was no song that I didn't like. So when I say these last few songs, I thought the last 4 songs did not come close to my faves, but not every song is going to have that kind of quality, or I mean, the album would be a 10 plus, right? So it's just so consistent. I think Andy's vocals are fantastic. Vince's work is just insanely talented. I mean, Vince is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Depeche Mode. They went in 2020, and I mean, with Yaz, or Yazoo as it was known, but it was Yaz here with Alison Moyer. That was a fantastic duo. Alison did some great stuff on her own after that. I mean, I really like this music, even though it was 1995. It's still, this is not dance music to me. I talked about at the beginning. I was assuming there's going to be, dance music on here, but it's really not. It's ambient pop, synth pop, really, and a lot of experimental stuff. And because I've never heard an Erasure album before, that doesn't bother me. I read a bunch on this album. There wasn't a lot out there on this album. I read a few reviews. Most of the reviews are lukewarm on it. And then most of the fan reviews, I got on found this fan site that I do a lot of deep trolling on some of these albums where I can't find research. A lot of fans were saying how they didn't really like this album at first, but it grew on them, but it's so much different than their other albums, and they were shocked by it. But for me, I don't know any of their other albums, so I just think it's fantastic. It's great work. I mean, Andy's great, Vince is great. So I got to go with an 8.25. And I bet it will grow on me the more I listen to it. I actually will throw this on and listen to it sometimes, not in this kind of setting with lights on me. And, it's a darker album lyrically a little bit about relationships, but I mean, it's really, really good. So thank you to Robert for bringing this one to me. I should know Erasure. I really didn't know much about him. So now at least I know one album. It's just a drop in the bucket for the whole catalog. But let me know what you think of this album down below. What are your favorite songs? But more so, if you're an Erasure fan, what do you think of this album? Like, where does it stand in their catalog for you? All right, guys. Super appreciate it. Until next time, I will see you.